What's the word, y'all? It's your boy Smoke Souls back at it for another one. And one of my favorite things to do every season, man, the GM survey. I love to see what the brains of basketball thinks about these players and teams and situations and stuff like that. So let's just hop right into it, man. Let's hop into the predictions. Which team will win the finals this year? They got the Bucks at 43%, the Warriors at 25, Clippers at 21, Boston at 11. And Brooklyn ran away with it last year at 72%. And, rightfully so. Kyrie, KD, and Harden on the same team. I agree with this. I do have the Bucks. The team I have them facing in the finals is not here. I actually have them going against the Nuggets. I just think Jokic is a nightmare matchup for every team. Every team, especially when he has his guys around him. He lost the series to the Warriors last year. He didn't have as good as a team, but I think he was the best player on the court. So I have the Nuggets and the Bucks in the finals, and I do have the Bucks winning it. So I agree with the GMs here. Players, okay. Luka, Embiid, who will win the MVP? And Luka ran away with it. 48% of the voters voted for Luka. I'm going with him or Embiid. I'm gonna go with Embiid though. Just feel like he might get one of those "here you go" awards, even though he might deserve it. You could have made the case that he deserved it last year or the season that just passed. It depends on where you stand on them things, like depending on what you value. But I did have Jokic for sure in 2022. 21, I feel like Embiid was the better player, but time missed, games missed. That kind of gave Jokic the edge for me. But I do feel like Jokic should have won last year, the way he carried his team. But yeah, Luka or Embiid, that's my top two. And I feel like Luka will be up here for all of us until he gets one. Because, he's just bound to get one day. So, picking him in the offseason every year is not problematic at all. If you were starting a franchise today, who would you sign? Easily between Luka and Giannis. And last year, Luka won. It's just such a toss-up, man. It's like, what do you value? Do you want that unstoppable, big man that has guard skills, just unstoppable? Or do you want that skilled assassin that can go down as one of the best playmakers in NBA history? It just depends on what you value. Again, Giannis is a two-way threat. If you value that more, then you might take Giannis. But if you just value a one-man offense and just a walk-in top offense based off one player, you might take Luka. But I'm going to go Giannis here based off just pure dominance and the two-way abilities. And he's still, 27? Has he peaked? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Giannis does something in the future that is better than, his 21 finals or just the seasons he's put together so far. So I don't think Giannis has peaked yet. I'm going to go with Giannis, man. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? Easily Curry. That off-ball stuff is something we've never seen, man. They always say Dame plays like him, Trey plays like him. And you're just looking at deep threes, man. Nobody replicates his off-ball movement with the handle he has. No on-ball player replicates that off-ball movement, man. He's definitely one of the hardest players to stop, and you got to make adjustments for. If you go drop, he can light that up. But if you don't drop and you come double, now you open up a 3-on-2 for Draymond, and Steph easily will come off the ball. So it's just hard to stop Steph, man. Hard to stop Steph. He's on his way to being a top 10 player ever if he's not already the greatest shooter ever. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Zion can have a breakout season. He averaged 27 on 65 true shooting percentage last time he played. Well, can he average 32 on 70% true shooting? That would be a breakout for Zion. But no, I don't see Zion breaking out. Halliburton was great last year. Anthony Simons was too. Maybe Simons, you want to see him do it with do it with Dame. Do it while his team is playing for something. Ben Simmons, no, he's not a breakout. Jalen Green, yeah, I think Jalen Green will be better. Way better than he was last year. He won't have that slow start. But yeah, breakout season, I'm going to still go with Cade. I just think Cade will put it all together. You make the case he's already a plus defender, but I see him locking more in on that one-on-one defense and stuff. So I'm going to go with Cade to have the breakout season. And this is expected for the number 1 and number 3 pick from the draft class. Best point guard in the NBA. Steph should have been, not unanimous because I I think Luka and Steph is definitely a conversation as an individual player. But everything that Steph accomplished last year, it's obviously fair to say that he's number one. But I don't think Chris Paul should have got 10% of the votes. I think some of those GMs might be looking at through the true point guard lens. But yeah, I don't think Chris Paul is better than Trey, Ja, Dame. Don't think he'll be better than Darius Garland this season. I could be missing some others, but I don't think Chris Paul should have 2% of the vote. Who's the best two guard? I definitely have Book. Yeah, GMs, they do things through their lens. Like, they don't care what you listed as a basketball reference, what everybody calls you, it doesn't matter. Because Luka got 28% of the vote and Steph got 17% of the vote. The Luka is not a point guard crowd. I guess it has some merit. He does always play with point guards, even though he's the primary ball handler. He doesn't guard guards at all. I guess it has some merit. But Steph Curry as a two guard, it doesn't. That has no merit. He's out there playing with Clay and Jordan Poole and stuff, man. Steph is the one. It's just a different type of point guard these days, man. But yeah, I think Book is the number one shooting guard. Followed by, James Harden. James Harden's a point guard, though. It's kind of hard to label him. But, guys like Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown is in that group. But yeah, I think Book is leading that class. Best center. It's a whitewash, but I do have Jokic personally as well. But I thought it would be closer than this. Like I said, it just depends on what you value. The two-way dominance of Embiid, the one-man offense that Jokic is. Just depends on what you value, man. Offseason moves. Yeah, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Utah Jazz, the Celtics. Which team made the best overall moves this season? Cleveland. Getting Spider. I like it. Gobert to the Timberwolves. I liked it. Daniel House, PJ Tucker, D'Anthony Melton. That was easily the best role player additions this season. Utah's all season kind of overrated because of the picks and stuff. That's just me. Can these teams turn these picks into something, man? I want to see the picks turn into something before I just crown them as they had this crazy good off season. But obviously Cleveland getting Spider. Major. They needed another scorer and a two guard all season. That's why they brought in Karis LeVert. That didn't really work the way they thought it would, but now he can go back to that bench role. And you got a proven all-star, man, a proven playoff scorer in Spider, paired with Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. So yeah, I do like that move a lot, and I think that would make them they had the best offseason. Boston getting Brogdon, that was big time. The Kings, they got some spacing around De'Aaron Fox, adding Herter, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray. They got some space in there. Fox has really never had spacing as a slasher and a driver, so they had a good offseason too. Miami won last year, yeah, Kyle Lowry and stuff. What was the most underrated player acquisition? Brogdon wasn't really underrated. PJ Tucker was talked about a lot, John. I gotta say Melton. You got a guy in Melton with a super long wingspan, can play the passing lanes, offers some spacing. He can shoot the ball if you leave him. He does attack closeouts well. He's not an offensive liability. You're not out there playing 4-on-5 on him. Bojan was a good move too. Got K some more spacing to play around him. So yeah. Oh yeah, the Nuggets picking up KCP and Bruce Brown was a nice pickup. That wasn't really talked about a lot. Kevin Huerter to the Kings, yeah, that was a good pickup. Dejounte Murray, no, not underrated at all. Royce O'Neal was a solid pickup, so yeah. Most surprising move of the offseason, yeah, I already saw it. Rudy, that definitely blew my mind when I saw it. Spider did too. Andre Drummond to the Chicago Bulls wasn't really that surprising. They needed a big. They needed rebounding. He's not a rim protector at all, but he's better than Booth at it. So that wasn't really surprising to me. That was that was somebody that they needed on their team. I guess you can make that same argument for Rudy Gobert and Spider, but nobody saw the Timberwolves giving up that many picks and stuff. Ooh, the Rooks. Paolo, Ivy, Murray, Jovic. Some of the guys I'm really excited to see. Yes, I have Paolo as well. I just think that he's in a situation where he would be able to produce the most. He's on a team where he's a primary scorer. I think he'll be the primary playmaker, especially with Markelle Fultz going down. I think he'll take that role sooner than later. I thought that maybe with Fultz there, because Fultz is a more natural passer than Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs. I thought that with Markelle Fultz there, maybe it would take some time for Paolo to take the reins, but I don't see Cole Anthony or Jalen Suggs running the offense, man. I really don't. So I just think Paolo has the best opportunity to produce the most. I think he's actually the best rookie too. So yeah, all of those things factored in. Best player in 5 years. So like Paolo, Chet is in this conversation, right? Or would Chet not count because it's not his rookie season technically? I don't know. Let's see what the GM said. Paolo, so they have Chet at 2, Ivy at 3, Jabari Smith at 3, Ty. Okay. So these are the favorites, man. Everybody loves these 5 guys for a reason. Keegan Murray was NBA ready. Jabari Smith will be a great 3-and-D type of player. Jaden Ivey is so explosive, and Chet, projects to be a great rim protector and a 3-point shooter. You can put it on the ground a little bit, but yeah, I would have to say Paolo too. So last year they said Mobley, fine. I'm a Cade guy, but I'm not mad at Mobley. And 5 years ago they said Josh Jackson. He's from Michigan, man. I played at a camp with him before at the Cage in Swartz Creek. He did a windmill 360 early. He was a dog. He got a lot of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant comps coming out of college. So, the GMs, that's what they did back then. Shout out to him, Michigan boy. He was the biggest steal, like when he was selected in the draft. Jalen Duran, Tari Eason. I like Tari Eason a lot. I think he's actually a sleeper for rookie of the year. AJ Griffin, yeah, he can provide some shooting and some 3-and-D stuff that the Hawks need around Trae. You want to get as many 3-and-D players around Trae as you can. Who is the best international player in the NBA? Giannis, followed by Jokic. Giannis, Luka, Jokic. Not mad at it. I would still have Jokic over Luka right now, but I could definitely see a world where Luka passes him this season. Nothing that Jokic did wrong. I just, a young player just continuing to grow. Luka's gotten better every year of his career, so that's not crazy. If Luka can start shooting the 3-ball a little bit more consistently, I could really help him. If he got to like a 38% shooter, 3-point shooter, that could really help his game out a lot. Who is the best international player not in the NBA? I think Mike James won last year. He was at least in it. Let's see. Oh, Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is definitely up there. He might be the best right now. Oh, Mirotic won last year, but Mike James, I know he got some votes. Last year. Yeah, but Victor Wembanyama about to be one of the most hyped players since like LeBron and all of those guys. You are in the draft circle. Yeah, he's getting the best prospect since LeBron label. Who's the best defensive player in the NBA? Bam Adebayo. Give me Bam. I go Bam, Draymond, Giannis won. Not mad at it. I do feel like the best 1 through 5 defenders go Bam, Draymond, then Giannis. So the fact that he can guard 1 through 5 for the most part, great rim protector, a okay one-on-one defender. Like you're just not gonna target and abuse Giannis. Maybe Luka will, but nobody. A lot of players not targeting Giannis. So Bam didn't even get the list. He didn't even get on the list. I got Bam over Rudy Gobert for sure, just in terms of versatility and all of that. But the GMs voted for Giannis last year. They love Giannis. He's the best player in the NBA. The best perimeter defender in the NBA. I'm gonna go Drew. They got Marcus Smart, 41%. Kawhi is living off the past. Shout out to him though. Glad he's healthy. Knocked down, some shots yesterday. Glad to see him back out there. But Kawhi is not top 10 no more. Probably a number 1 for sure. The best interior defender is Rudy Gobert. I will agree with that. Anything around the rim protection, all of that stuff, give me Rudy. It's just like in the playoffs, you want to see more versatility and stuff. And I'm not one of those guys that Rudy got played off the court, but it is a fact that, he's not as versatile as Bam and Giannis and Ben Simmons and guys like that. But in terms of rim protection, one of the greatest ever. Yeah, but yeah, that's the top 3, man. Those 3 are the best defenders in the NBA, if you ask me. I haven't said Jaren Jackson Jr.'s name a lot in this conversation at all, but he is one of the most versatile defenders too. I would say he's 4th over Mikal Bridges, over Paul George, because he can guard the perimeter and he's a great rim protector. He fouls a lot. That kind of brings him down. Like these guys aren't as foul prone as he is. Jaren, his foul trouble kind of holds him back a little bit. Siakam is very versatile. I like that. And Ben Simmons, like that. Best defensive team in the NBA, I saw it already. So Boston, Golden State, healthy Bucks. Brook he missed a lot of time last year. And when he was gone, Giannis had to play his role full time. Giannis had to be the rim protector full time. He couldn't really be that safety he is, or he's helping and coming to help. He was actually just rim protecting the whole time when Brook Lopez was out. So I would go Boston, Warriors, Milwaukee, then Miami. Off the top of my head. Let's see what the GMs did. They went Boston, Warriors, Heat, Bucks. It's just facts. That's the top 4. Clippers should be in there. And I think that with Jaren Jackson being out for some part to start the season, again, I see the Grizzlies sliding in the standings and defensively. Coaches, best coach in the league, Spo. Y'all know how we rocking, man. Top 15 coach ever. Doc Rivers should not have made that list, though. Best coach in the NBA, yes, it's Spo. Spo is the reason why people give Miami a chance every year. It's not the talent. It's never the talent. At least, in this Jimmy era. The reason why we are picked to finish 4th in the East and stuff is not the talent, man. It's we got this man right here. Not scared to make adjustments. Don't care how much money you making. If you're making $90 million and you're a liability in this series or in this game, you're not playing. On other teams, man, you making $90 million, you got to start. Here in Miami, if you're not doing what Coach Spo wants you to do, or if you're not capable of doing it, this series not for you. And he's not scared to make adjustments like that. Shout out Steve Kerr. Very innovative coach, man. Built the right system around Curry. Curry has a lot to do with it, but Kerr had he had the thought to say, let's really emphasize what Curry can do. So, Pop, 3. Yeah, Ty Lue should be, I'm not going to say higher, but Ty Lue is definitely top 5. I love that he's got that recognition. Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse missed out on the best coaches in the league. I forgot about Nick Nurse. I'm sorry, Raptors fans. Nick Nurse is number 2. Nick Nurse is the second best coach in the NBA. He didn't even get also receiving votes. Give me Nick Nurse over Budenholzer. Easy. Taylor Jenkins. Easy. Monty Williams. Easy. These might not be. Give me over Steve Kerr. Easy. I'm sorry. I know he innovated that system, but give me Nick Nurse. I forgot about Nick Nurse. I'm sorry, Raptors fans. Nick Nurse is top 2. I got Spoden and I got Nurse. And drawing up plays, sometimes I might have Nick Nurse. Drawing up plays, Nick Nurse is amazing. Which active player will make the best head coach someday? I say Rondo. Chris Paul might win this, but I say Rondo. Chris Paul, Garrett Temple, CJ McCollum. Rondo got no votes? Yeah, I say Rondo. Miscellaneous, most exciting players to watch and stuff. Which team is most fun to watch? Warriors, Grizzlies, Hawks, Nets. Warriors, Grizzlies, Nets. Boston got some votes, Nuggets, Raptors. Which team will have the least most efficient offense? I got the Nuggets. 14% of the votes. Warriors winning. They won a championship last year, man. The Warriors deserve to be number 1 in a lot of these categories. I can see why coming off that run, a lot of GMs is rocking with them. No problem. Which team has the most promising young core? The Rockets are up there, but the Rockets are up there. This is a blind reaction, so I'm kind of just trying to think about the young cores, but I like Memphis young core a lot. The Hawks have a solid young core if you still consider most of those guys part of their young core. Herter just left. So, yeah. Probably the Grizzlies. Cleveland. Darius Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. You still consider them young, of course. Don't know how they slipped my mind. Spider is 26. He probably wouldn't count in this, but yeah. I can still see why somebody would like DG, Mobley, and Allen over the Grizzlies. But yeah, Grizzlies definitely up there. Pistons, they got a nice young core. No Rockets at all. I like the Rockets young core. Which player is the most athletic? Let's see where they went. They went Ja over Giannis and Ant-Man, Zion, and LeBron. Give me it. So when I think of athleticism, I think about speed, bounce, and strength. Acceleration, agility, all of that stuff. I might go Anthony Edwards as the best pure athlete. Maybe Giannis. You can make that case, but I think I would go Anthony Edwards. Best pure shooter. Not even looking at it. What are we talking about? Which player is the fastest with the ball? Now, I just saw that John Moran won, but I for sure had 2 players over him. 1, Swiper, De'Aaron Fox. 2, Tyrese Maxey. Let's see where those two guys landed. Ja, a lot of the vote. De'Aaron Fox. Okay, so Maxey got also receiving votes. Okay. Which player is the best at moving without the ball? Anyways, which player is the best passer? I saw that Jokic won. Some more people that deserve votes and love. Luka, Trey, LeBron, James, of course, Chris Paul. Halliburton might get some votes. Darius Garland is a great passer. These guys aren't necessarily the best, but these are great passers, you know, like Halliburton and DG. Jokic got 72% of the votes. Luka got 10. Chris Paul got 10. Steph got some. LeBron got some. No Trey, no DG, and no Halliburton. Most versatile player in the NBA, I would say Giannis. LeBron, KD, Kawhi, all good options. Best IQ, LeBron James, GOAT man. Which player would you want taking the shot with the game on the line? I think Dame will get some votes here, but I just feel comfortable. Let's see what they went. They went Steph, KD, Dame. Me personally, I was gonna say I just feel more comfortable with KD. I know that the stats don't always show that, but just my comfort level based off like the flow of the game, the way the games go, man, I feel a lot comfortable. I feel comfortable with KD taking the last shot. Curry and Dame is obviously not wrong answers. They got so many clutch shots and game winners throughout their careers. But just a 7-footer that can go get a shot whenever he needs to get it, I like that option. And again, the stats don't support that at all. But, you know, sometimes you got to go off stats and your feel. You got to go off your gut feeling too. You can't just be you can't turn basketball into a math problem. It's another rule I really have a problem with. Let's see what they think. Closest challenges. They should have more. Yes. If you win a challenge, why do you lose the challenge? If you win it, why do you lose it? That makes no sense. If you win it and you challenge it 300 times and the refs keep changing it, tell the refs to tighten up. They all format, including no play-in. Oh, okay, yes. If the 9th and the 10th seed are like 10 games behind the 8th seed, no. And I don't know what the exact number is. Maybe should it be if you're within 4 games, something? But yeah, man, if 1 through 8 all got 50 wins like the West has had before, and then 9 and 10 they had like 41, that's unfair. I do agree with that. That's unfair. But I don't know what the game should be. It should be 4 games, 5 games, like within reach. But yes, if you're too far, I agree with that. Either I'm ending, I like it. More leeway for defense, I like it. Eliminate defense in 3 seconds. Yeah, Adam Silver not gonna like that. He want them buckets. He ain't gonna like that. Okay, and that's it. That's it, man. I love seeing what the GMs think. I disagree with some of the stuff, but I love seeing what the GMs think, man. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with on this list. We got a great NBA season coming up, man. And I appreciate y'all staying with me for this long, man. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man.